Life is pain. Episode 39 of the Prime Podcast is brought to you by Kraft Cockeroni and Cheese, America's #1 side dish for messy bachelorette parties. Hungry? Craving something delicious? Is the existential dread of being a single bridesmaid yet again in your mid-40s too much to bear? What better way to power through the gloomies than with a mouthful of dozens of creamy, cheesy little dicks? Grab a box of Kraft Cockeroni and Cheese, now also in Colby Cunt clam bake flavor, not a gluten-free food. Thanks, Phil.
No. That was good. I like that. We're going to keep that. We're sending it home with that one, baby.
Hey! Yo!
You like that?
Cue the Wayne,
like
man.
that?
What's going
Yo,
on?
I just had to stop the music. Why the fuck you yelling, B? You got to let that shit marinate. Gotta let it come on strong.
Marinate.
You gotta tell the people why they're here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kraft Cockeroni and cheese is in your ear.
Guess who's back in the motherfucking house? Prime Podcast in the motherfucking house. Show up at your job with both hands out and came to slap dicks out your motherfucking mouth.
Okay.
Episode 39 of the Prime Podcast. I am your host, Coast. There is your other host, Fatz. There is your other host, Mr. Big Chief Smash. And I say the same thing every week, but today Fatz thought he was going to cut me off, but I did not allow that to happen. So go ahead, Fatz. What do you like to say?
I'm disturbed now.
Why?
Okay. Because this is the second episode that one of my gracious co-hosts had a straight homo line in their freestyle. I'm gonna have to put you both on verbal probation.
I like dicks in my motherfucking butt crack. What's that? You wanna suck it? That's tough, Fatz. Come on, open up your mouth and take the big balls. My bad. I was just.
What was the line in question, Fatz? What was the issue?
You know what? I don't even want to revisit it. I just want to move on. You know what I'm saying? I want to block it out of my mind. You know what I mean?
Why?
I want to unsee and unlearn it. You know what I'm saying?
Why do you want to do that?
Because
How does it make you feel, Fatz?
it makes me feel like Dudley in the bathtub.
Why? I know you was about to rub a dub or some shit.
Yeah, so what's going on, fellas? What's happening?
I mean,
Are you gonna cry? Piss your pants, maybe? Maybe shit
my
and
God.
come?
all right, go ahead. Get on with it. Get on. Do what you guys came to do.
Well, I mean, everyone feeling good, all right? Good tonight? Good, all right. What the fuck?
Yeah.
You're all right over there, Mr. Big Chief?
Yeah, just a little sore.
Okay.
A little slow out the gate this evening, but we're
Yeah,
going
a
to get
little
to
bit.
where we're going. I promise, people.
All
So
right.
anyway, how was you guys' day? For those that don't know, we met at the crack of dawn this morning to be fat in unison.
I wasn't fat. I ate a modest breakfast of scrambled eggs, home fries, and sausage.
What'd you have, Fatz?
I had cheese, eggs, bacon, and some French fries with a little toast, with Caucasian toast. My man Phil had some ethnic toast. I had Caucasian toast.
Yeah,
Nice.
Fats had to put half a pound of sugar in his coffee.
Word.
Stopped him from doing that. I said, stop.
I had the 4 eggs over medium, order of bacon, corned beef hash, some white toast.
I like my toast from the Caucasus Mountains.
I like my toast diabolic.
With a struggle slice on top.
That shit is mad multi-syllabic.
That's right.
How do you say that word?
Multisyllabic?
Syllabic.
I mean, you could do the fucking Black Thought thing where you like flip the emphasis and the intonation and the weird part of the word and make it fit the rhyme scheme.
Syllabic.
Yeah. Multisyllabic.
Oh yeah. So Fats got a frosty libation today. What's in your cup, Fats? What's in there?
It's that anti-coffee that we call water.
The other thing.
The other thing to drink.
That we
Water.
call water. So
All right, well, let's get started. First things first, some tribute, rest in peace. Last week we saw the passing of the great Prince Marky D from the Fat Boys, also known as the Disco 3 back in the day. I guess prompted a lot of people to kind of look back at the history and see their importance.
The importance of the Fat Boys? I mean, hell yeah.
Definitely.
Fat Boys is probably the first tape I ever had for as far as hip hop. Yeah. Wow. Because it was more sort of like a novelty thing when that movie Disorderlies.
Mm-hmm.
That shit, they were running that shit on fucking it was either HBO or the other one like all the time, and I used to just watch that every time it came on, and then I was like, who are these fat fucking funny bastards? And I had to dive into it.
My mother actually took me to go see that movie.
It was like our cultural response to the Blues Brothers at the time,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That shit was legendary, though, man. That shit was fucking fantastic. It set the precedent for it being okay to be a fat fuck for me. I was like, all right, the Fat Boys did it. I'm like,
and like to have game with it too, because they were smooth with it. They made it work for them.
Right.
That's right.
Speaking of other thick gents who have also passed, Leggett Avenue here in the Bronx was renamed after Frederick the Godson Thomas. Also last week. This was a good event. It drew out a lot of famous Bronx heads. Joey Crack came out. Fat Joe. What up, Joe? He came out and showed a lot of love too. A lot of cats came through, man. It was a real busy event. People were out there in the snow, for the unveiling of the renaming. It was awesome. Rest in peace, Fred the Godson.
Dope. Rest in peace, man. He was definitely a lyrical spitter right there. You know what I mean?
Definitely. A lot of people felt like he was, going to be one of like the next legends in the underground circuit that just hadn't really broken through yet.
He was a real cool dude too, like a cool person. I had the honor of like kicking it with him at the mixtape awards, the underground mixtape awards. We me and Slim were nominated one year. I believe
Slim and I.
Thank you, Mr. Nerdington. Slim and I were nominated for an award at the Underground Music Awards, and we ran into him at the ceremony, and we chopped it up with him for a little while. Real cool, down to earth, genuine dude, man. You know what I mean?
Definitely, Wait, you rap? What do you mean? What did they nominate you for? Best sunglasses?
Yes, absolutely.
Best collection of Buffalo Bills hats.
That's right, Bills Mafia, baby.
All right, and in other news, and it's a little bit more positive news, less somber. Welcome back, Bobby Shmurda, released from prison this week.
Or
last week. I mean,
yay.
Released. Yeah, people are excited, man. Bobby Shmurda's like a household name around here.
Well,
is he? Huh.
You know what's kind of crazy, to be honest with you, is that there's a lot of fanfare around the fact that him and Rowdy Rebel, they both were released from prison and everything else like that. Yeah. I feel like it's kind of like this celebration of going to prison for breaking the law, and the fact that we're just like in this culture now with this, like, it has to be this whole gangster vibe and the street code and everything else like that. I feel like there's less celebration for people that are actually out there doing it the right way than for people that go out there and make mistakes. And now it's like a big deal that they come home from prison. People come home from prison every day. You know
this
what I'm
is
saying?
True, and I respect that view. I was just trying to put a little positive spin to it. I mean, for all we know, Cat could be a changed man coming out.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, the thing about it is, I don't wish prison on anybody. I don't wish that on anybody. That's first and foremost. Let me say that. My position on it though is there are people, and I guess this is like me being older, a little bit wiser and everything else like that, but there are people that go out of their way to not go to prison.
True.
You know what I'm saying? There are people that go out of their way and spend a lot of money to actually become professionals on a whole nother level. And I feel like in our community, in communities of color and urban communities, we celebrate We more like to celebrate the bad guy than celebrate the guys that are actually out there doing something to change the narrative about the people that come from these communities.
Oh, the narrative, huh? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I don't want
kind of a deep dive. I can breathe again. All right.
But I mean, welcome home, and I hope that he's able to pick up where he left off. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, and move in a positive direction. You know, that's the thing. Like, I fully acknowledge what you're saying in terms of like how our communities, tend to give the hero treatment to people that may necessarily not fit that description. But you got to also take into account that even by those means, some of these cats are out there coming back to their communities with a lot of cash, a lot of support for the locals. You know what I'm saying? And while that may not be reflected well enough, like that does mean something to the people that, are followers and supporters.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, sure. You look at some of the gangsters from back in the days, from the 80s and the 70s and the 60s. And sure. Objectively, they were doing bad things, but they were also coming back to their neighborhoods with truckloads of food and other supplies that would otherwise not be available. You know what I mean?
But you know what that to me says? And maybe people will disagree with me, but that's like me saying, you know what, Jay, even though I shot you, I was the one that actually triaged you, stitched you up, and I treated your wound.
I understand where you're coming from. I fully get that. I just, I feel like for some people, for a large contingent of people, there may still be some meaningful purpose behind that person's life.
No,
whether or not
I'm
they're
not
living
saying
within the confines of the law.
everybody has meaning to their life. What I'm saying is we paint the narrative like this is like very noteworthy that this man was released from prison for being a accessory to a bunch of crimes. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is these were not crimes that were committed to actually further the community. These were crimes that were committed for personal gain. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like a Robin Hood situation where you're doing these things, you're knocking over banks because you're trying to fund community centers. This is what I'm saying. That's a hero. You know what I'm saying?
This is what I get for being the man with the ear to the streets. All right.
You know how I feel about that whole thing right there. It's just
got news for you.
That's all I'm saying.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
Just in case we didn't. Anyway.
But anyway, I don't want that to be like a situation where that scuffs my Timbs. I'm happy that he's home, and I hope, to be honest, as far as being an artist, I hope that he's able to pick up where he left off and actually move away from
Where did he leave off, by the way? Because I've only ever heard one song from Bobby Shmurda.
Yeah, but that one song was in the stratosphere. He ruled the summer with that song.
And it's back. Like, people are celebrating. You really look at like the internet and, social media, and like people are dedicating like artwork to his return and things like that. It's
another thing is too, he can probably, well, not even probably, I'm going to say 100%. He can attribute the fervor around his career and around his release to the fact that 6ix9ine went the route that he did. And it just gave extra light to these guys. The fact that they were in a position where they could have done the same thing and they chose not to.
Sir, did you just use the word fervor?
Fervor?
Yes, I did, sir.
Was that... Are you trying
My whole identity is being challenged, sir. Fervor. I issue you a challenge to proceed no fervor. Get it? With your Nerdington impersonation. That's my shit. That's my stick, motherfucker. You do the sports and the cool guy thing, and I'll do the fucking nerd thing. That's my fucking lane. Stay in your lane, bro.
My bad. My bad. Born.
In truth, I never want to hear it again.
Okay.
These sound bites, like, turn the volume up.
Exactly, Mr. Engineer over there. You're not even doing the right thing, Mr. Engineer.
I'm trying my best. I'm not the sound bite guy. I just have a whole bunch of funny things on my iPad here.
Fill the sound.
And you know what? That just leads us to the next segment. What he's doing scuffs my Timbs.
How?
All right. let's get into. Are we really gonna do Scuff My Tims?
You know what
What's
really
Scuffs Your
scuffs
Tims?
my Tims? Go
This
ahead.
is like intro music for Scuffs My Tims.
Chugga, 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 my Tims got scuff, 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 scuff. Ba-dum, boom, boom, boom.
All right, that works. Fuck yeah. Fuck it. Okay, so what really scuffs your Tims?
Well, I was in the news this week. We have the Asian sensation, Mr. Andrew Yang, who is the Democratic frontrunner to run for the mayor of New York City.
Yang
He
gang.
wants-
Hashtag
He
Yang
once
gang.
he once tried to run for the big seat. You know what I mean? The big seat in the Oval Office, but he dropped out of that race, and now he's resurfaced as the front runner to become the next mayor. Well, the next Democratic candidate for mayor in New York City.
Right.
So on Friday, he happened to be on a Staten Island ferry headed to the city.
Hold up. He was on a ferry?
Exactly. Can I?
Fuck you mean he was on a
so
ferry?
far- Exactly. He was on.
Fats is
2021.
uncomfortable. Fats is uncomfortable.
Okay,
No, he
go.
was riding the Staten Island ferry.
It's a fucking ferry. Ferry. It's not
It's like the difference between bagel and bagel.
It's a well, no. It's sound it out, motherfucker. Fairy is what you hear.
All right, the Staten Island ferry. Is
Okay.
that better?
Ferry. Go.
Okay. So anyway, he's on the boat, right? And a pipe-wielding assailant was trying to attack a photojournalist on the boat.
Wow.
So Andrew Yang, he sprang into action and he diffused the situation and allowed the photojournalist to get away unscathed. And it's like that incident and a couple of incidents of bias against Asians in the city are like eerily looking orchestrated to help this guy, like, you know, solidify his platform to take over the seat in the city.
Like a
And it's-
sympathy vote type of thing.
Yeah, and it scuffs my Tims because it's like why are you trying to manipulate the vote through like the type of like racial stuff? Why not have a solid platform? Why not have an agenda? Why not win the votes because you're actually qualified to do the job?
Yo, you better shut the fuck up right now, homie.
Why
I
is
mean,
that?
You better
Can
shut the fuck up.
can I ask a question?
Go
I
ahead.
want to ask a question.
Go ahead.
Yes.
You go
What
ahead.
makes you think? And I'm not doubting your analysis because I too, in my cynicism, feel like these things could definitely be orchestrated. What makes you think? What about it makes you feel it's orchestrated?
It's just my whole thing is that if the guy had a pipe,
Yeah, he's out there laying pipe word.
the guy had a metal pipe, and that means that he means business. And all of a sudden, this guy, this Asian businessman, steps in and diffuses the situation.
What did he say? You know you're
don't-
fucking me. You're fucking me with a pipe. You know fucking me. What did he say?
Wow.
You know, you're gonna get us kicked off the planet. You know that,
Nah.
right?
Why? That's my fucking impression of an Asian. I don't know. It's not okay.
I'm just saying, it's the same thing like when Cuomo had it was some kind of like a car stuck in a ditch, and my man takes the photo op of him trying to rescue the people out of the car.
What did he do? Did he chain the car up to his nipple piercings?
He
No
put it up.
Cuomo.
Y'all know that, right?
Yeah, he's got
Y'all know he's got nipple piercings, right?
nipple rings.
Wait,
Fucking-
are you
fucking
serious? No,
car battery.
you're not serious.
Son, I'm gonna put this image up in post, and you're gonna see that Cuomo definitely has nipple piercings. Like them shits is
Oh.
bars through his fucking nipples, B. And he's got the nerve to wear like a white polo shirt. Like, son,
It's freaky.
son, two layers.
Band-aids.
Wow.
Makes you want to
But,
bite those shits.
I mean, you don't get nipple rings if you don't want
Yo,
people
but-
to see them. You know?
But to the original point, it's just that everything is it's like all of a sudden you have this story and you have this uptick in attacks on Asian people in the city.
I
And
mean,
it's
I feel like
for
that uptick is legitimate. Like that shit's real, but
yeah, but I'm saying it's like for no rhyme or reason. Now
Why
all
would
of a sudden
anybody? Why would they want to attack Asians, man? Asians
I mean,
are chill.
there's been this whole thing regarding the coronavirus and people still on their in their feelings, blaming it, calling it the China virus and basically singling out Asian Americans. Yo,
yeah,
I'll tell you this.
That's the spin, man.
I'll tell you this much.
Okay.
I've actually seen that shit firsthand because right behind my building, there's a great pizza spot. I'll plug it later. But there's also very typical hole in the wall, little Chinese food spot, great wall. And during the beginning of the pandemic last year when, the whole stay-at-home order was still fresh, people were throwing rocks at these folks' windows in their business, talking shit, coming in looking like they're going to order and being like, yo, it's your fault. Yeah, why don't you go back? Yeah. Like, that shit is real. Like, I can't front like that shit doesn't exist. I mean, I don't know if you follow China Mac.
I'm not
China
saying
Mac's doing a whole real big campaign about trying to stop this type of violence, too.
Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm just saying, even if it is that and the uptick is organic, I feel that the incident on the boat was to play on the coattails of that.
I definitely feel
I don't feel like that was genuine. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like with a cat like Yang, no offense to him on a personal level, this is a vibe I get. He seems like an opportunist. Like this would be a perfect opportunity.
That's what I'm saying.
Just like you said, ride the coattails.
Right.
And I only get that impression because of the shit that went down at the DNC when everybody started, kind of bending the knee to Biden and shit.
Exactly.
Even though they were outperforming Biden.
Exactly.
And then Biden announces, oh yeah, my VP pick's going to be a woman of color.
Right.
And Yang tweets, this is fucking news to me. Not literally, but
Right.
Like that was his shock because they were being promised the VP slot if they would bend the fucking knee to Biden, who was performing the worst.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say to Fatz before.
Yo, don't get my man started on Sleepy Joe. You know what I mean?
Fucking Sleepy Joe.
I mean, what are we? We're a month and 8 days into his presidency.
Right.
Gas prices are through the roof.
Right.
I wasn't expecting much. I mean, shit.
Yeah, but bomb has already been dropped in Syria.
Right.
I mean, what the fuck else is new with the presidency? I mean, a few days into Trump's presidency, we were doing the same thing to Yemen.
This is not me caping for Trump, but Biden was supposed to be a different rich white guy. Come on, man.
Seriously.
Come on, man.
My favorite thing to come out of this whole thing was, the reluctant Biden voters like, fine, Biden, but this is bullshit. Like that T-shirt, I gotta get my T-shirt because that, what I'm saying, like, I don't support the DNC and who they've been putting in the front, but holy shit, was that funny?
Right.
We're waiting.
That's
all
right.
Well, this got fucking weird.
You got to put those crickets here.
All right, we'll do that. Okay. Well, you know what? You know what really scuffs my fucking Timbs?
What's that?
Thieves. Let me explain. So, I'm on my way to work the other day and I go to my car and the door was kind of left a little bit propped open. Somebody had broken into my shit, stolen my tools. I wasn't really in my feelings about it. It's not like these were expensive tools. There was a couple other things they could have taken, but they didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like I work at different offices. I got these big, really expensive toner cartridges and shit. Dude had like a phone and like researched what the fuck it was. That was like an easy $375 to like $700 he could have taken, but he went for the toolbox. Fine.
I thought he stole your S&M kit.
I mean that too. and my Andrew Cuomo signed nipple clamps, but yo, wait till you see the fucking graphics I'm adding to this bullshit. All right, so, yeah, they break into my shit. I guess the dude was clever enough to use a Slim Jim to not leave any damage to the car or whatever. But, at the end of the day, these types of crimes, they're crimes of need. I mean, this could have been a crackhead. This could have been somebody desperate, whatever. He didn't really take anything that valuable. But for me, with my little ego, I'm like, this motherfucker got one over on me. So I was hot for about 10 minutes.
Right.
So, yeah, that's what scuffs my Timbs. I had a little petty moment. I went to work. I printed out a note. And basically, I let Phil read it this morning. Something to the effect of like, yo, money, like, yo, you stole my toolbox. All right, cool. I respect that. I respect the struggle. I hope you get a lot of money for it. And, yada, yada. Next time you break into my shit, don't leave it a fucking mess. Stealing from me and being disrespectful is some bitch-made shit. And that was kind of like the note I just left on my car and continues to be on my car.
Right.
And I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, now they're just gonna shit and put it under your door handle.
One can only hope.
I mean, you're gonna go to open the door. It's gonna be a patty of shit stuck in there.
I'm just gonna be going to the door. You're gonna see me like every crevice, just sniffing. Just y'all like that, huh?
Oh Jesus! They shouldn't have did you like that, man.
Yeah, you know, honestly, I hope the dude is in a much better position this time next month.
This time next month.
This motherfucker better be balling. I hope he sold that 12-volt drill and got himself, I don't know, fucking pack of Newports. I don't know what the fuck, but like happy.
Chicken sandwich from Popeyes.
You know what like kind of like kills me though? How long is like crack and dope been like a thing in the hood?
Quite some time now.
I mean, big in the 80s for sure.
All right, so when we say 80s, you're talking about at least 3 decades ago, right?
Right.
So my whole
damn, it has been that long. Fuck. We're old.
So my thing is, in that time, nobody learned from the first wave of these people that they wanted to try it. Like, that's like, if you see what happened to the first wave of addicts of this, why would you want to rush and try this?
You know, you guys are being real fucking racist right now, I think. You know, there's one thing you guys didn't take into consideration. All right?
Let's go. I want to hear where this is going. Go ahead.
The last 2 weeks have been terrible in the stock market. Maybe this guy is just having some portfolio problems with his stocks, and he's down on his fucking luck, and, you know, he's not liquid for much. And he just needed to pull a quick little jukes, get his little fucking, you know, something to eat for lunch from Starbucks, little fucking cheese and egg and apple slices. You never know. You guys are over here blaming the systemic fucking bullshit of the crack and heroin problem on your break and entry of your car, when it could very well be a white person that did this. And I don't appreciate you guys thinking.
Nobody said anything about race. I was talking about people that were addicted to drugs. There's the United Colors of Benetton. There's the United Colors of Benetton.
I am a professional read through the liner, okay? I know where you're going. Go ahead.
Oh, whoa.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead.
Whoa.
I know what you're trying to say here.
Whoa.
I'm not stupid.
All right, but here's the other thing. All right?
I think the chief is going to say something poignant.
But hold on.
No, really? I was just...
He was just trying to slow you up.
You were just woeing me?
Slow you up.
Whoa.
Yeah, he just wanted to slow you up. Here's the other thing, though.
What?
When you brought up Starbucks, it just made me think. My daughter was working for Target, right?
Yeah.
She's making $15 an hour. So this is what I tried to explain to her, and she like couldn't get. She goes and buys lunch from Starbucks, and the lunch came out to like almost $24. Right?
What the fuck did she buy?
Exactly. But that's not even, let's just stick on the price, right? So I was like, do you realize that you would have for you to eat lunch, you have to give up almost 2 hours of your pay.
That's nuts.
To eat lunch. I was like, but even that didn't register. It was like
worse than that. Probably 3 hours considering taxes.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. I was like, and it's not like you're a full-time employee. You're a part-time employee. So basically you went to work for lunch.
So what you're telling me, bringing this back full circle, is your daughter stole my toolbox. What the fuck? What the fuck?
I'll try to get it back to you, Jay.
Word.
You're going to find like hairbrushes and shit in there.
All right. So in keeping with the flow of the show, let's talk about some local news. Last Monday, the New York MTA partially restored overnight train service. So station closures will now only be 2 hours from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. And you know what? Thank God. I was tired of taking a shit at home. You know, I miss my favorite toilet. 125th is great for taking a piss, and for number 2, 34th Street. You know, these are prime World Star footage hours. You know, when the fuck else you gonna see a nigga in an 8-ball jacket smack sparks out some heifer using her clogs like Thor's hammer? You know what I mean?
I am
Yeah, that
not
was
at
classic.
liberty
That was
to
definitely
comment.
classic. I would
Facts.
definitely say that was definitely.
Fats, don't comment on anything about the
Yeah, I'm
MT.
not. Yeah, I'm
You
not.
shut your mouth.
No,
okay?
I'm talking. I'm talking about. I'm talking about this.
Shh. Moving right along.
Also, in other local news, Governor Cuomo is being hit with more sexual harassment accusations. And, you know, the only real positive thing to come from this is now when someone says anything vaguely sexual to me, I'll respond, no Cuomo.
Yo, you know, Matt, since you say that, man, this one time, Cuomo, he rubbed his nipple rings up against me. I was at this event, and he came up
my
alongside me, and he like kind of rubbed them on me the wrong way.
Right.
It was weird as fuck, but
Yeah, but how did you react to it?
I said, yeah, daddy, and he
What? Wow.
So were you intimidated by him? He's not really a large man, but were you intimidated by him?
No, I just took him by his nipple rings and I led him into a room when nobody was there.
Plugged him up to a golf cart battery? Yeah, that's
And I shocked the shit out of his nipples with a 9-volt battery in each hand. I just went,
Oh my god!
and then we had some cheese,
What kind of cheese?
brie.
Oh,
okay.
It was like
That's kind of
the melty one, and they had little apple fucking slices and
Right.
little apple like homemade purees.
right.
Like this woman Gail had made these in her farm in Saskatchewan. It was just
You know
to
the thing
die
is,
for.
you know what the thing is that with the vividness that you are supplying the story, I believe it.
What would make you think that I'm fucking lying? Have you known me to be a liar?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, you know, sometimes it could be like the land of make believe. You know, you remember when she used to like look in the tennis racket and I see John and I see Jill and I see Ryan and Jack and everything else like that. It could be that.
It's not that at all. I don't appreciate you implying that
It's what I'm saying is it sounds like you're bringing the story back from memory. It's like it's therapeutic. You just
I'm
getting
saying
it out.
it's a painful
Amongst
memory.
amongst friends. You see
Since
what I'm
we're,
saying?
you know, if we're making accusations. Oh.
Here's some awkward segue. Don't you have a story about the CDC's top advisor?
Yes, actually,
All right,
I remember.
So yeah, let me get it together. My man just pulled out of the driveway on that one, you know.
And you know what? I mean, with as many kids as I have, I'm not known for pulling out. Hmm?
Hey,
Hmm?
hey,
Hey.
hey. Oh. So anyway, Johnson and Johnson, they just got their vaccine approved. The FDA approved it on Saturday, and the CDC voted to approve it on Sunday, and they're trying to roll it out as soon as possible. They're saying that they can roll out, I believe, it's 4 million doses by Monday morning.
Roll out.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Now,
Me and my homies.
now what happened is
Giant head effect.
they did these trials with 44,000 people from the U.S., from South America, and from South Africa. Right?
And only 42,000 of them grew horns.
So what they're saying is worldwide, this vaccine was 66.1% effective in stopping the spread. They're saying in the U.S. it was 72% effective in stopping infection of just stopping the spread. They're saying that it's 86% effective of not having you be hospitalized or suffer severe symptoms. And check this, 100% effective against death.
So
I like
They're
that.
saying-
will be immortal.
So they're saying also that it's one dose, it's only one dose, one shot you got to take, and it can be refrigerated at regular refrigeration levels, not like that super cryostasis that they got to use for Moderna and Pfizer.
Johnson & Johnson, a brand you can trust.
So here's the thing. The thing that popped in my head, these are the people that were causing cancer with talcum powder. We're going to trust them with the vaccine. Hey.
They said so, okay? Them.
Who's them? Who's they?
Them. They said it's okay. Okay?
Dr. Fauci and company, the CDC experts. You know what I'm saying? So
No mask Fauci. Yeah.
So all the people out there, all the investors, put some money in Johnson & Johnson. You make a little money with these vaccines. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Yeah. Hey. And while you're at it, why don't you go play with your Johnson & Johnson? Hey.
Oh.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing? Where you going? What else? What else we got to talk about here? Huh? What?
I mean, Phil, where's your story, Phil?
I got one for you right here. If you guys really want to know how to cure this fucking coronavirus thing, I'll tell you. I know. I got a guy. He gave me some good advice.
Yeah, make sure. You know what you do? Make sure you turn the volume up on that. Okay.
All right.
All I got to do is get a piece of and drink some hot chocolate. Yeah.
All right.
I got your coronavirus cure right here.
Whoa.
Right here.
Fuzzy pickles. Yeah.
The thing is, man, no matter what happens, I can tell you that all of these companies that are rolling this thing out, they're gonna be making some buku bucks, my man.
Fuck yeah, real-time human trials, of course.
Yeah.
What is that? Where did you get the buku from? Is that from Full Metal Jacket?
What was that from?
Two buku.
Two black men, two buku.
Yo, but check it out too. They're saying that this Johnson & Johnson. That's another thing they were saying. They're targeting incarceration institutions and homeless shelters.
Wipe them out.
You know.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me that a major medical corporation is targeting vulnerable communities that have no say in their health
They would
whatsoever?
never do. They wouldn't do that.
Whoa!
The fuck? Hashtag gynecology. What the fuck?
Who
For
would
real?
who would do that? Would the government do that to us?
Tuskegee? What?
Whoa. They
Syphilis?
wouldn't.
What?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Smallpox? Blankets?
Right.
Wow.
I don't think so. I think you guys are making shit up.
Hey, it's in black and white, my man.
All right. So wait, we started off with the intro to the cure. So what's the cure?
The cure is to run from the cure.
Okay. I'm slow.
Okay.
Well,
Not enough coffee.
You know you know what the problem is? The spread that's going on is all people that are asymptomatic. There's a bunch of people walking around that don't feel anything, that don't even know that they have it.
Right.
You know? And that's the situation. It's like when you're walking around, you have no fever. Listen, we went into the diner this morning. You put your wrist in the thing, you're the normal temperature. It doesn't mean you don't have it. It just means you don't have a fever.
You don't have symptoms.
Right. So again, it's the same thing. There's people that walk around with the flu. Yo, last year we were standing in front of Coast's house and we would, discussing the podcast. We were exchanging cameras. And he said something, and I kept bringing it up on this podcast. He was like, the flu just had a publicist. You know? You remember that, Coast?
Sure. They had a really great publicist last year. Still working
I
with him
actually
today.
remember you making that point around the first time I was featured on the show because I had the Rona.
Right.
Yeah, you did. You had the Rona. I'm just gonna go and say you sort of haven't been the same since you had the Rona.
Nah, for real, I can say honestly, my energy levels for this past year, like I just can't get enough sleep. When I can't sleep, it doesn't feel recuperative. When, it's been weird, man. Like I feel like I've aged 10 years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I live in a 4th floor walk up in the Bronx, pre-war building, no fucking elevators whatsoever, anywhere on this neighborhood.
Right.
And just going up the stairs lately is a fucking challenge. I gotta stop at the 2nd floor. You know what I'm saying? Like base camp 2.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta like have some hot cocoa, build a fire and shit before trying to reach summit. It's fucking killing, man. I've had to like cut off 2 toes from being gangrenous and shit. It's fucked up.
Right.
Yeah.
I've lost 3 of my 9 kids, 7 babies' mothers. It's fucking crazy.
You'll be all right, man. You'll be all right.
Yeah, hope no one fucks with my stash of Goya cans on the 3rd floor.
Whoa, we supporting Goya again?
Hell yeah.
Nah. It's just what I've robbed off of other passersby.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I support that.
Come find out. Fuck around. Fuck with my beans.
Yo, but check it out. In entertainment news, I was pleasantly surprised. I checked out this Hip Hop Uncovered on FX. Have you checked that out yet, Coast?
No.
Well, it's a series. It's a bunch of like OGs in the game. You know what I mean?
Name a few. Who we got? I haven't
Well,
seen
in the first episode, it was Bimmy from Queens, Deb Antony, his sister, Big U from LA, Trick out of Detroit. They talked to Haitian Jack. Who else were they talking to?
Big up to Haitian Jack for finally getting his side of the story out there regarding the Tupac incident.
Right. So they were like interviewing all of these OGs, right? And they were talking about how the bridge between the streets and hip hop was formed back in the day, and like how it's come to where it's at now. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it's so crazy because they had a situation where Big U was sitting down with I guess this dude. You remember the dude that he just passed away last year? Little Marlo. He was an Atlanta rapper. He was one of the new guys, right?
Oh.
And he was signed to the same label as like Migos, Yachty, all of that stuff. Like he was signed to the label with all of them dudes. So,
someone get Phil some coffee.
Very, very shortly after this episode was filmed, the dude was murdered. You know what I'm saying? But again, like they it's a lot of introspective stuff. Like they was the first episode, they really delved into like Nipsey and his his rise and what he meant to the game and how the game was affected and everything else like that. And to be honest, it's very informative. Like you said, the Haitian Jack got to get his side out. You know what I'm saying? Right. You start to see how, Bimmy and Deb got into the game and the people that they was messing with and everything else like that. It was definitely a dope thing, and I'm stoked to watch it, and I would recommend that people go out there and check it out. You know what I'm saying?
That's cool. I definitely will take a shot at that. No pun intended. That was terrible. Sorry. That was fucking I mean, anybody been keeping up with WandaVision? That shit is fire.
WandaVision. Nope.
That's a great show.
What's that?
I mean, I was gonna not talk about it because it's probably just so much in the fucking
nerd.
What's it called right now?
Nerd.
Okay, yeah. There's some nerdy shit. But I'm saying like in the cultural zeitgeist, Fatz? Zeitgeist.
Whoa.
So, right. And so yeah, it's a cool show. It's kind of combining a few Marvel comic storylines and the involvement of Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, and Vision, and it's real cool. If you guys haven't seen it yet, it's actually really well done. They like to confuse their audience with some red herrings here and some breadcrumbs there and references to shit. It's real fucking good. This last episode, I'm not gonna front, I got a little emotional. They deal with like Wanda's past trauma and all that shit and the childhood stuff. I mean, any fucking scene where you see like children sitting down enjoying TV and then a fucking bomb goes off and knocks everyone clear across the room, like for a Disney show, fuck, B, that shit had me in my feelings.
Right.
Yikes.
So yeah,
that sounds
pretty dark.
Intense.
Pretty fucking dark. Yeah.
So, what
I'll
about
check
you,
that
Phil?
out.
What have you been watching?
I've been watching My 600-Pound Life on TLC just so I can get ready for when my friends get a little older. I can help them out better.
Sean,
both of you, and I'm gonna drive you guys to see Dr. Nowzarden. Did you ever watch this show?
Wait,
Yes, I have.
wait. No, it was gas. Okay, cool.
Oh, I thought you were gonna shit. Yeah, Dr. Nowzarden. Like these people. I'm gonna reenact an episode for this show for you guys. So you'll hear like the music. It's like somber score music come on, and then the guy will be like, well, I hope that when I go to see Dr. Nowzarden, he'll give me another chance. I know that I didn't really lose as much weight as Dr. Now wanted me to lose this month, but I tried my hardest, and if he gives me another chance, I'll be able to lose the weight next time. And then Dr. Now Zarden comes in and he's like, 30 pounds. And it's the same thing every time, but I watch it. Like, he can't speak English, and the people all say the same thing, but I watch it just so I could see how to maneuver fat people out of their homes and into cars for you guys. And I'm talking to you too, Sean.
It never gets old.
So that's all. It's just more of like a case study I'm doing is all that is.
Word.
You know what I mean? Whoa, are you gonna wax that little pickle?
Oh, my arm's going numb. I don't know if that's weird. Anyway, go ahead.
All right. Well, I don't want to end this in cardiac arrest. So, is there anything else that we need to talk about on this episode of the pod?
Some shouts and some plugs, promotions. You know.
It's real quick. My wife is an educator. She works for the Department of Education, right?
Boo. Go ahead.
It's funny because the New York City chancellor resigned, stepped down a couple last week, and now they have a new interim chancellor that has just been appointed.
Chancellor.
You know what's so crazy? The DOE has a $150 million lawsuit pending against them. And it's a white woman named Karen.
What?
Karen Ames
White
is alleging that she was wrongfully terminated, and it was due to the fact that Carranza's equity agenda forced her out. And it's she was replaced by people of color.
Okay. All right.
This poor woman.
If there's anything in my life,
$150 million, that's a super Karen, my man.
I'm really not interested in this story. This is really, I've been trying to keep an erection the whole time, but I can't.
Well, see, here's the thing.
No Cuomo.
Even in abandoning that story, why would you be sitting here talking to us trying to keep an erection?
When I stand up when we're done, you guys get a little surprise.
Yeah, but why would you even the sound of our manly voices try to fight through that to keep... Listen, as long as I'm talking to you guys, this is Flaccid City.
Don't judge me, first of all. It's 2021.
City.
Yeah, Flaccid City. You know what I mean? We don't do the standing at attention when we're talking to a bunch of testosterone-filled men. See, we don't do that.
You
speak for yourself, Fatz. It's been proven that surrounding yourself with other beefy men boosts your own testosterone, which then in turn gives you more erections. Not to say that you are erect because you are aroused by these men. It's just what testosterone does to your fuzzy pickle.
But again, have you ever been standing in the middle of a sausage fest and had the urge to stand up at attention?
Today? Yeah.
The urge to stand up the urge to have an erection?
Yes, sir.
I'm a walking erection. Do you know how many kids I have, bro?
Yo, let me ask you this. When you used to go to these those Vogue battles, did you feel movement?
Good question. I mean, if I was hard before I walked into the building, does that count? I wasn't inspired by what was going on there any more than a fucking b-boy battle.
Ladies and gentlemen,
people out there fucking having the most aggressive dancing and shit.
First of all, explain what a Vogue battle is.
Oh, my pleasure. Okay, so for anyone that's not familiar with the Vogue scene, Vogue is basically this real it's aggressive as shit. Spirited, yeah. There's a lot of energy behind it, and it's big among the LGBT community, gay boys, trans women, etc. Right? And they have events called balls. Don't laugh, balls. Anyway, shut up, Phil. I'm trying. You know how hard it is to keep this in sync.
Keep a straight face, Coast.
So I used to be an outreach worker, and I'd be at these events handing out condoms to young folks, making sure that whatever it is they're out there doing, they're keeping their fuzzy pickles wrapped, right? And so, you go to these events, and it's basically like as aggressive as b-boy battles and crumping can be. These Vogue competitions, these folks in, heels and doing these crazy things called shawams and like slamming their bodies onto the floor. And there's a whole lot of elements of different dance styles, but for the most part, I've seen more fights break out at these things than anywhere else. The shit is crazy.
Right.
But yeah, so I guess you've been keeping that one. You've been wanting to bring that shit up, huh?
No,
you've been wanting to bring that up, huh?
You're talking about being amongst a bunch of testosterone enhances your testosterone and thus gives you a better erection.
I mean, look, we're not all at the age where having a fucking boner is a thing to celebrate with a cake. I'm saying, like, I get boners. I just saw Phil's ass crack.
Whoa.
Oh, rewind that shit. In post-production, we're going to zoom in on Phil's ass because it's Phil's ass.
He evacuated the shot. How professional?
He's evacuating his bowels.
Wow. You okay over there, bud?
He couldn't handle it. The voguing was too much. I broke Phil.
Let me know when you guys have finished talking about erections. Let me ask you a question.
So wait, hold on. I need a list of things we can't talk about. It can't be poop.
Yeah,
it can't be
talk
stinky
about
farts. It can't be the color of men's underwear. It can't be erections.
Right. When you're at the Vogue party and you're passing out pickle covers, do you walk up to the guys and you're like, "Hey, bro, nice cock. Cover that thing." How does it come up?
I mean, not every time. No. It's just, you introduce yourself. Hey, I'm so-and-so from this organization. I'm just, get that penis out of my face. I'm just acting it out. No, I'm playing. I'm saying I'm passing out safer sex kits and here you go. And then, sometimes they'll be polite and be like, yeah, I'll take one. Thank you very much. Other times they're all catty and like, nah, get away from me.
Were you handing out those finger condoms, them NYC ones?
Yeah,
finger cots. Yeah. We handed those out too. Those were fun.
Because the regular size ones don't fit on Fat's dick, so he needs the finger ones.
Great taste, less filling. It's like a Bud Light.
Oh, shit.
Great taste, less filling.
It's like a Bud Light.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Right out the holster with that one. Holy shit.
Yeah, he was ready.
He was ready. Yeah. All right. So, cha. Awkward segue. Okay. So,
I had to get up because I had to take the ice pack out of my ass. It was starting to leak into my drawers. I think I popped
the visual.
Oh my God.
It's not easy.
Wow.
Not easy, sitting in
all right.
chair.
So, back to the where the fuck were we? Shouts. Promos.
Shout out my mans and them, you know what I mean, and all them motherfuckers and shit. All right.
All right. Shout out everybody that support. Shout out the whole TikTok community that's starting to mess with us a little bit. We got some more clips coming, you know what I'm saying? And just keep supporting because we're gonna keep pumping these joints out. You know what I'm saying?
Pause.
Word up. Hold on a second. I got a list.
Oh shit.
Okay. Let's see. I want to shout out the Boom Bap Kids for making high quality programming and hip hop education for kids. My boy Noah D and his organization Boom Baptism. Brat. Playing. All right. Let's see who else. His little baby Imani for winning her dance competition. Let's see. My boy AJ at Den of Wolves Clothing. Estrella Restaurant here in the Bronx. It's on Grand Concourse, right? It's a little hole in the wall spot. The staff is rude as fuck. No one speaks English, but I would let them walk on my balls with cleats for their rotisserie chicken. It's amazing. And that's all I can think of for now.
That's an interesting compliment you giving them. I don't know if I'd let anybody walk on my balls with cleats, but okay.
I mean, cotton, but they're a good spot, and for the most part, once you kind of break through the cold Dominican ladiness of the staff, because they're kind of mean, like they don't fuck around. They got no time to deal with people's bullshit. Right. I'm there looking at the menu like, do I want the tostones? And she's like, Dime, corazón, dime. You know, and so, yeah, you know, it's a good spot. You know, they misspell their own name on their sign, but, you know, whatever. It's all good.
Somebody's cousin made that shit for them, so they just
Definitely.
Right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 39 of the Prime Podcast. I want to apologize for this. It's going to get better, trust me. Just hang in there with us. And just thank you. Thank you for being here, you know?
What are you apologizing
just apologize?
for? What are you
Yo, this shit
apologizing?
was live. What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm just fucking with you guys.
Don't forget to subscribe. Check us out on TikTok. Check us out on what the fuck is that?
Instagram, Facebook, fucking all of the things. What is the other
all the
one?
things, all the things that the kids do.
Do we have a tweeter? We have a tweeter.
Yeah, we got Twitter. We got fucking. We got Discord yet.
We got the Facebooks.
We got that. What the fuck is that one that everyone talks on now?
Clubhouse.
We got Clubhouse. Come through. Pull up.
All right, yo, one time. Peace.
Peace.